Welcome to Quiz a Millionaire featuring Story Time with Dave.
Good afternoon. Saturday, January 21st. And this is Story Time with Dave, part 2. Some random thoughts about a few comments and questions. Well, a few, there was like 50. 50 of them said something to the effect of, hey, you know, you're 20 years ahead of where we are, and you talk in big things and big numbers. Well, you're right. I do. But it all still applies to you. It doesn't matter whether I put 6 zeros behind something, 5 zeros, 4 zeros, 3 zeros, 2 zeros, 1 zero. It doesn't matter how many zeros. I talk in millions or hundreds of thousands, and you talk in thousands and hundreds. Just whatever it is that I say, remove the appropriate number of zeros, and it kind of applies to you. Because I was there. It's not like I started with something. I started with nothing. Nothing, and more nothing. I mean, it was just nothing. See if I can get some of the sun out of my face here. Oh, that's better. Kind of. Okay, so anyway, so a few random thoughts that I had about where to begin and how to start. And when you don't have a lot of money and you want to get started selling, right? Well, you have to look at yourself. All right, so I wasn't a smoker, right? So I don't smoke anything, nothing. Don't smoke anything. So we'll get that out of the way, right? So with that being said, let's just say that gave me money that I wouldn't have had. So I'm not saying there are such things as bad habits, good habits, or any habits, because bad habits cost money. Good habits cost money. Everything costs money. Anything that you enjoy doing costs money. So, a long time ago, in a trailer park far, far away, I made choices, and my choice was I just simply wanted to make money. And when I was presented with my opportunity to start selling in the flea market, I took it. And I become his flunky. 21 flunkies. There were 20 flunkies before me. I become the 21st flunky. But I learned a lot. I didn't stay a flunky for long. I was a flunky about 6 months. Because I kept talking to other flea marketers, learning how they get inventory, where they get inventory, what their process was. And these were all very... There's no good way for me to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to say small-minded. Because they didn't know how to look at a broader market. They didn't have a perspective to understand a higher level view. There's always a bigger view. There's a higher level overview of each segment of our business. Right? So where you're at right now is maybe you and your wife, the two of you, and all available money goes into buying and reselling. No point am I going to say this is going to be an immediate process. All I'm here to do is provide some insight so you'll understand when you finally get from here to there. It may not be what you think it's going to. It's not going to get any easier. There will be more problems, larger problems, more complex problems. the more money you make, the more complicated it gets. And if it does not get complicated for you, gosh, I'm so happy to hear that. Feel free. I mean, the comments are going to come over. Again, maybe it's just me. I have no idea what I'm doing. No clue. None whatsoever. And things get complicated. And get more complicated by the day. Things are so complicated that you realize that right now you're selling, I don't know, let's just say you've got 50 listings up on eBay. 50 listings. Okay, right. So you got 50 listings up and you're buying and selling. And it is what it is. So your 50 listings, you don't really think much about what would happen when you got to 1,000 listings or 5,000 or 10,000. What does that look like? What does it feel like? Well, listen, the other side to this is right now, maybe that's your full-time job and maybe it's not. Maybe you have a job that you go to every day and you're doing this on the side because you're like, oh, one of these days I'm going to be a full-time reseller. And then my reseller status turns into small business. And then I turn into a medium-sized business, and then I turn into a larger business, and then I turn into big business, and then pretty soon I'm Fortune 500. Right? Okay, anyway, so let's back up. Right. So when I say things get complex, complicated, they become outlandish because at the point that you're relying on eBay, you are relying on eBay. You're relying on thousands of people to buy your products. And when one of those people become unhappy with you and they leave a negative feedback, it hurts. It hurts you right in the feels. I hate that term. Can't stand it. Can't stand that term. But that's where it hurts you. A lot. And then when another one does it, well, now it's not only hurting you, now it's hurting your rating. Then you get that little pop-up notice. Hey, you've had 2 people very unhappy with you out of 100 customers. Well, now it's going to take 500 more sales to wash that away and make eBay happy with you again. That is where the complicated problems come. Make sure you are selling quality, well-written, descriptive listings. Make sure you don't wake up in a bad, sad, down, depressed, and do some listings that may be subpar. Today, with 50 listings, you'll get away with that. Tomorrow with 100 listings, it gets a little more difficult. When you have 1,000 listings, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 listings, you have a whole set of new fears. Because you have employees handling this, right? And that's where you have to stay on top of your employees. Your role changes. You're no longer the lister. You are the overseer, the tyrant, the baron. You're the boss. And with the boss comes all the responsibility. Because when employee A, B, C, D, they screw up, you know who gets hit right in the feels? You do. You get punched really hard, right in the face by eBay. Or you get punched really hard right in the face by Amazon. So, whether it applies to you today or tomorrow, your goal is to make money. We all want to make money. Let's make some money, right? So to make money, there is a reality, as the pitch of my voice goes up, because I get excited when I start talking about money. Money, boom, I'm talking about money. I get excited. I'm like, man, I love money, money. I love money. So you'll do fine by yourself or with your wife. Or you are the wife and you'll do fine with your husband. When it's a team effort, you'll do fine. You'll make a little bit of money. Now, I say a little bit of money because there's a reality to how much time one person can spend. What can you do? How much can you do by yourself? Let's be realistic. Working part-time at this, even when you're working full-time at this, full-time 8 hours, you might get 40 listings, 50 listings a day. Who's out doing the sourcing, doing all the buying? Who's doing all that? You. Right. So my lesson for today is coming to a close. These were just some random thoughts on story time with Dave. Actually, it should have been called Random Thoughts with Dave. I'll see you guys next time.